Greetings, my dear beloved brethren and sisters. I am going to share with you an experience that I encountered, especially when I was taken to police the first time and the second time. And thereafter, I'm going to play a recording of another experience that transpired on the Sabbath 2 days ago. As you can see on the screen, it says, the first time I was taken to police, Pastor Chirwa and Elder Eric Mambo represented the church as the complaining party, and I was the defending side. The result or emphasis that stood out to me in the long deliberation there was the counsel that was given to Pastor Chirwa and Elder Eric Mambo that give people freedom to believe what they know and don't take the people as having no reasoning of their own. And the encouragement I was given that I should continue with the truth. The second time I was taken to police, Elder Gregory Miova, Elder Gary Chwaya, and Elder Poilonga represented the church on the complaining side, and I stood again on the defending side. Elder Miova was asked to explain why I was taken there. He explained quite well that Brother Munyumbwe is not behaving as the rest of the church members. The SDA church is an organized church and has the order of worship which is followed, but Brother Munyumbwe does not follow that order. The police officer then put up a comment that a person who does not follow the order of the church or an organization is an apostate. I was asked as to why I do not follow the order of the church. In reply, I said, I am happy that you have used the word apostate. Going by the definition of the word, I stand right and the elders for short. I cited an example on health message. All the three elders fell short for sure because it was found that none of them was a health reformer. I'm not going to read these quotations that are put because they were not read that side at the police station. So coming on the point of Nili, Elder Miova said, Brother Munyumbwe has a certain direction he faces, and he also raises his hands always when praying. The police officer asked Elder Miova, is it written that you should not raise hands when praying according to your constitution? Elder Miova was quiet. He failed to defend his point by what is written. I thought the police officer could come to me with the same question to prove from what is written why I raise hands in prayer, but unfortunately, he did not. If I were to be asked, I had the reference which I have put as my profile picture, my WhatsApp profile picture, which reads, God is holy and we must pray, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. These words are found in 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 8, also in Heavenly Places, page 71, paragraph 5. The same words are found in in Science for the Time, 1903, paragraph 5. God is holy, and we must pray, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. After citing these examples, I asked the police officer that, going by the definition of the word apostate, between us, who is an apostate? The police officer loudly said, these, pointing at the three elders, and they were all quiet, none dared say any word. He further said, pointing at me, you speak Adventism from the heart, and the elders are learning Adventism. You are a staunch Adventist. You speak defending Adventism, which these do not have. The police officer further suggested that, he said, elders, Mr. Munyumbwe has a lot which he cannot say to you alone, except in a meeting like this one, where we are in attendance as police. Put up a day when we can meet so that we give him time to say all he has. The three elders refused and said, we cannot do such a thing. All we want is peace. Mr. Munyumbwe is disturbing the peace of the church. And the police officer said, pointing at me, Mr. Munyumbwe, for the sake of peace, leave them. Because things may turn the other way, especially that you are deemed as causing disturbance. And for that, you can be thrown into prison for the rest of your life. That is how the meeting ended. Now, let me share so that I play the recording of what transpired last Sabbath. Okay, so this is what is going to happen. Let me play the recording.
So, Bamunyumbwe, Balaban, bring out everybody, but then there are no. We asked you what you say, but you have any meal. There are meal, bad in there. Bad in here. The one is the body. The one is bad. Not a better reason. Put your over in a matter. Nalandiro Pevati. Ningo forward, so I've been blessed by the message that has been given. So I don't want to go into confusion. So if you want to meet me on a separate day, not the Sabbath. That we just want to ask, because last time when we went to police, if you can reach them, everybody's looking at you. Okay. So they're wondering, what is the problem? Okay. And that you don't want to be that. What's the problem? Where is the issue? So, okay, allow me to answer. Where is the issue? Is it you who does not believe, or the Seventh-day Adventist does not believe? We don't want to, please, brother. When you went to police, what did the police officer do? Okay, you have asked well. But police you are learning Adventism. I am doing Adventism. Did you tell the church that? That's why the police, we explain the side of our story. Do you believe in this stage man? Why are you doing something contrary to what is what? Okay, serious, I'm not here to cause problems as well. But let us be true people. Let us speak the truth.
If you fine mulelando kwebati, first let me correct you. Ero mulelando kwebati bali ndanga church manual. Ku police bali kwata church manual. Who produced this church manual?
We don't want confusion, my brother. Today, as I speak, yes. If I send somebody to police to go and say according to what was being told,
now is that Christianity? Honestly, if you have come to worship by elder, honestly, would you invoke the police in the worship of God? It's not about me queen, it's about worshiping God. The faith of the Adventists. You are not our member. You are not our member of Seventh-day Adventists.
We don't believe in what you are saying. How do we become with you? We don't.
Okay, the only thing that I'm saying here is that you are not baptized. If you were baptized, honestly, at the back of your birth certificate, you are going to find it.
So, what I'm telling you now is, we don't go in the church.
Which church? Which church? Name it. Name it.
I mean church.
We name it. Why?
You are not telling me. So we don't want what is the worship. We don't want drama. I think I mean, we are not ready for that. My brother, the child to find it church.
I don't have a heaven to take people. Why should I make a church? God is the one who should make a church, not me.
You are not entering it. And in fact, today from today, today, hopefully, you will never enter the church anymore. I think you have to write it. You think I'm not going to write it for some time. No, I think it's too much.
But the language different question. I don't know whether you are Adventist or you are people who are preaching that people should be saved. I don't know.
Whatever.
Honestly,
whatever we are. If you are not baptized to your side, fine. But the only thing is that we ask who are not baptized, leave us the way we are. And you never baptized, make your own change and give those people baptized. Post to the end there. Let's to the person next time you are bad, you will tell me, even my body, you are going to but you are anyway. If you want to watch out, this is only I think the league can be there. So why do we love you? So I don't wow. We don't want that. Even if we don't believe that, I have many friends who they cannot stand up well. We don't want that. No, it's about peace. Moreover, your members of the family, they are members. We are very much concerned about that. So we don't want anything to go to one.
Okay.
We don't want.
Okay, let me just contribute on that one. And then you don't want my behavior to be exhibited in the church. How do you protect my wife from my behavior?
No. When you come to church, you come as individuals. You don't come as a family.
Fine, my name is apart one. Church to raise individual. So my name is individual.
For example, in our Catholic,
I don't know if it's a Catholic. Am I in order to do that?
This doctrine, Adventism doctrine, honestly, at the back of my head, as a Seventh-day Adventist, I believe is a belief. You have 13 what? Questions there. And you believe in those. Why should I make a church? Do I have a heaven to take people? Banani. If you are in but we do what I'm doing. That is what it is. Why should I have a name in the church? The question should be, are you registered in the register of caste? Narando kwebati imwenga chakwebati mwali batishwa mwali kwata certificate. At the back of the certificate there are those beliefs that we believe are Seventh-day Adventists. Which one have I broken? No problem. No problem. That was the recording. I hope it was clear enough that it can be heard. Now let me put up the comments after listening to the recording of what transpired. Yes. As you can see on the screen, I have titled this presentation as The Adventist Church Today. So, where is the problem or where is the controversy coming from? I'm reading from Testimonies to Ministers, page 46, paragraph 1. This book, Testimonies to Ministers, was not put up by me. This is a book which we, as a Seventh-day Adventists, believe that the information in this book is information from God to the ministers. So let me read. There are two opposing influences continually. There are two opposing influences continually exerted on the members of the church. One influence is working for the purification of the church and the other for the corrupting of the people of God. So we can see there are two influences here. One influence is working for the purification of the church, the other one for the corrupting of the people of God. From the recording, you can put up your own conclusion. Which influence is working for the purification of the church and which one is working for the corrupting of the people of God? From what is written, not the concocted words. What is written, that which we have believed as Seventh-day Adventists. Early Writings, page 270, paragraph 2. I asked the meaning of the shaking I had seen and was shown that it would be caused by the straight testimony called forth by the counsel of the true witness to the Laodiceans. This will have its effect upon the heart of the receiver and will lead him to exalt the standard and pour forth the straight truth. Some will not bear this straight testimony. They will rise up against it. And this is what will cause a shaking among God's people. So among God's people is to be a shaking. And how is it going to come about? Christ himself, the true witness, brings the straight testimony to the church, the Laodicean church. Which is the Laodicean church today? The Seventh-day Adventists. And those who accept this straight testimony, their hearts will be touched. They will exalt the standard and pour forth the straight truth. Now, those who do not accept the straight testimony, they will rise up against the messengers. Those who accept, they will fight the straight testimony. Beloved, we need to be careful in the way we handle the word of God. Really. We are reading from Review and Herald, June 25, 1901, paragraph 1. The 58th chapter of Isaiah should be studied carefully and prayerfully. Here, God's messengers are given a direct, forcible message. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. It is to church members that this message is to be given. To those who suppose that they are righteous, who take delight in approaching God. Beloved brethren, listen here. God sends a message through his messengers. Those that he chose himself. And this message comes direct to church members, not to the outsiders, no, church members, those who suppose that they are righteous. Who are these? Who are these church members? The Seventh-day Adventists. And from the recording you've heard, doors are being closed that members should not enter the church. Which influence? Which side are you? Am I? Continuing paragraph 2, Review and Herald, June 25, 1901. But they do not delight themselves in the truth. And if they search the scriptures with a heart free from pride and prejudice, their eyes would be open to see wonderful things in the law of God. But to accept the truth involves a cross, and therefore they reject it. They think they are righteous, but their righteousness is self-righteousness. This is why they reject the truth, because it involves a cross. But now, if you find that you cannot carry your own cross, and your friend is able to carry his or hers, why would you be crossed by this one who is able to carry his cross? Why should you be angered at someone who is carrying his own cross? Self-righteousness. Testimonies for the church. Which church? The Seventh-day Adventist, volume 3, page 252, paragraph 4. We are reading. The message of the true witness finds the people of God in a sad deception, yet honest in that deception. They know not that their condition is deplorable in the sight of God. Look, while those addressed are flattering themselves that they are in an exalted spiritual condition, the message of the true witness breaks their security by the startling denunciation of their true condition of spiritual blindness, poverty, and wretchedness. The testimony, so cutting and severe, cannot be a mistake, for it is the true witness who speaks, and his testimony must be correct. The true witness, the message of the true witness finds the people of God in a sad deception, yet honest in that deception. This is what is happening. God in his own mercy sends a message to awake the church, to correct things in the church the way they are done. But the church is comfortable in the deception. So, imagine, honest in the deception. They do not even know that their condition is deplorable in the sight of God. Brethren, this is what is written. This is the faith of the Adventists. God does not do anything before he warns his church. And how does he warn his church? He sends a message through a prophet. He does this through the prophet, and this is what we are reading here. Beloved brethren, honestly, let's be very careful. Let us be careful. Things are not right here. Such is the treatment which the servants of Christ receive, because they teach truths that are not in harmony with the doctrines of a world-loving church. The church has turned back from following Christ their leader and is steadily retreating toward Egypt. Yet few are alarmed or astonished at their want of spiritual power. Doubt and even disbelief of the testimonies of the Spirit of God is leavening our churches everywhere. Satan would have it thus. The church has turned back from following Christ their leader. Imagine. And it is steadily retreating toward Egypt. Oh, sorry. What is at the back of the certificate? You heard me say, if you were baptized, you were going to see this at the back of your certificate. This is a certificate that is issued to anyone who is baptized in the faith of the Seventh-day Adventists. And it reads, as a Seventh-day Adventist, I believe you have 13 statements here that we affirm that you are going to do. And you believe. Let's look at number 11. Number 11 reads, as a Seventh-day Adventist, I believe that the remnant church is especially designated as the people which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Revelation 12, verse 17. And that the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. Revelation 19, verse 10. As revealed in the writings of Mrs. E.G. White. And as far as I understand the instruction from this source, I am in harmony with it. This is where I said you can find it. You can see it. As far as I understand the instruction from this source, which source? The writings of Sister E.G. White. I am in harmony with it. So, At the time I was baptized, I raised my hand, and not secretly. These statements are read to anyone who is about to be baptized before the church, publicly. And when the pastor reads statement 1, those that are doing what? That are on the line to be baptized, they raise up their right hands up, which I did. So instruction from this source, the writings of Sister E.G. White, I am in harmony with them. All the instructions that I read. So let's continue. These are the 28 fundamental beliefs of the Seventh-day Adventists. All of these, I uphold them. Not even one have I renounced. A Seventh-day Adventist believes in all of these 28 beliefs. Now, what is apostasy? This is the statement, the word which was used by the police, said, a person who does not follow the order of the church or any organization is an apostate. Now, what is apostasy? This is what apostasy is. 1, apostasy is the renunciation of a belief or set of beliefs. 2, specifically, the renunciation of one's religion or faith. Let's look at the first one. A belief. I said all the 28 and the 13 statements at the back of the certificate, I uphold. I've not renounced any. Meaning, I am not an apostate. So, anyone who is found to have renounced a belief or set of beliefs, that one is an apostate. So, number 2, specifically speaking, apostasy is the renunciation of one's religion or faith. I have not renounced my religion. This is why every Sabbath I want to go to church. I am just barred from going to church. If I renounced my religion, I was not going to go there. That is renouncing my faith. I was not going to go there. But the reason why that I have not renounced the faith, I normally want to go there. I'm just stopped. So who has apostatized here? Let's continue. What is it that I do? I kneel down in prayer and do not pray while standing in church. 2, I raise my hands always in prayer. Where did I get this? Is it written somewhere according to the constitution of the Seventh-day Adventists? Or is it an instruction from the outside source? Let's check. Prayer 207, paragraph 1. This is the book put up by Sister White. Proper attitudes for public prayer. I have received letters questioning me in regard to the proper attitude to be taken by a person offering prayer to the sovereign of the universe. Where have our brethren obtained the idea that they should stand up there upon their feet? They should stand upon their feet when praying to God? Let me read this one. Where have our brethren obtained the idea that they should stand up there? Oh no, what is the problem? Where have our brethren obtained the idea that they should stand upon their feet when praying to God? One who has been educated for about 5 years in Battle Creek was asked to lead in prayer before Sister White should speak to the people. But as I beheld him standing upright upon his feet, while his lips were about to open in prayer to God, my soul was stirred within me to give him an open rebuke. Calling him by name, I said, get down upon your knees. This is the proper position always. You see? Where have our brethren obtained the idea that they should stand upon their feet when praying to God? I don't know. They know where they have gotten it. And when you assemble to worship God, this one is very powerful, and we need to take it the way it says. You know, whenever this question is brought to the people, they say, no, God can answer any prayer. No matter what posture you do, what you are in, God can answer the prayer that you can offer while seated. You can answer prayer that you can offer while you are walking. He can answer the prayer when you are sleeping in bed. When you are standing, he can still answer the prayer. Even when you kneel down. Beloved brethren, that is logically, it's right. Yes, God can answer a prayer which you offer faithfully when you are seated. Even when you are running, you are walking on the road, you are on the bus, you are seated on a seat. You cannot tell the people in the bus to say, hey, I want to pray. Can you move so that you kneel down? That's madness. You are sick, you are in bed. You have no strength to stand up. You have no strength to kneel down. You can still offer a prayer and God can answer that prayer. Now here we are told to say, when we assemble, where do we assemble to worship God? Is it not at church? So when we assemble at the church, we have all the space that we can kneel in prayer. This is at a time when you are not supposed to offer a prayer while it's seated, because that is madness. You are worshiping God in his house, and then you are seated, you are offering prayer, you are fit enough, you have walked, you have covered this distance from your place to church, and then you decide to offer a prayer while it's seated. Beloved brethren, honestly, let us be logical thinkers, close reasoners. The Lord here tells us to say, when you assemble to worship God, be sure and bow your knees before him. Let this act testify that the whole soul, body, and the spirit are in subjection to the Spirit of truth. This is what I do. I am following that which is written. And then they are saying, no, you don't do what we do. What do? They pray while standing in a church when they have all the space. In fact, the prayers are divided. I don't know the logic there. There is a prayer that is offered while they are standing, prayer that is offered when they kneel down, prayer that they pray when they are seated in church. Now, what is this? Is this not confusion? I have no problem if this we are reading here was not there. I was maybe going to do what? To do as they do. Because I was not going to have something somewhere to do what? To base my action. Now that it is written here and I read it and I'm still reading it, I will go by that which is written. If it is not fine with you, it is with you. But with me, I enjoy doing it. And if it is tormenting you, it's up to you, not me. The best you can do for you to stop being tormented by this is to live the Adventist faith. Because as long as you remain an Adventist, this will be read before you and you'll be tormented. Adventists, this is what they need to hear. This is what they need to be doing. If you are not telling the Adventists, the members of the church, this, then you are not an Adventist yourself. Honestly speaking. And if this torments you, honestly, then you are not worshiping God. I raise my hands in prayer always. Where did I get it? 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 8. Go and read it yourself. Heavenly Places, page 71, paragraph 5. It is written, God is holy, and we must pray, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. This is an instruction given to us as Seventh-day Adventists by the Lord's messenger, the Lord's prophet, Sister E.G. White. We must pray lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. This is why I raise the hands. I have a quotation. Do you have a quotation for not raising hands yourself? Bring it up. We sit down, we reason together. I kneel down in prayer and do not pray while standing in church. Continuing, prayer, page 208, paragraph 3. We hope that our brethren will not manifest less reverence and awe as they approach the only true and living God than the heathen manifest for their idol deities. Or these people will be our judges in the day of final decision. I would speak to all who occupy the place of teachers in our schools. In our schools, men and women do not dishonor God by your irreverence and pomposity. Do not stand up in your Phariseeism and offer your prayers to God. Mistrust your own strength, depend not in it, but often bow down on your knees before God and worship Him. Men and women, do not dishonor God by your irreverence and pomposity. Do not stand up in your Phariseeism and offer your prayers to God. The inspired instruction. Teachers in our schools, SDA schools, this is how we should be teaching the children. They should be taught to kneel down when offering a prayer. But do we do according to this instruction? Do we teach our children that they should be kneeling down when praying? Paragraph 1, prayer, page 208. Both in public and private worship, it is our duty to bow down upon our knees before God when we offer our petitions to Him. This act shows our dependence upon God. Kneeling in prayer teaches reverence and awe for God. May God teach His people how to pray. Let the teachers in our schools and the ministers in our churches learn there in the school of Christ. Then they will pray with earnestness, and their requests will be heard and answered. Then the word will be proclaimed with power. So it means they have not been praying well. So they need to be taught. And this is the counsel which is coming to us. We need to be kneeling down when praying to God. It is written here, beloved brethren, honestly. This is what I do, and this is what the leaders do not want to see. No, they are saying, I'm going to corrupt the church. But where is the problem? Let's look at the problem. Where is the problem coming from? Since that, I have upheld all the 28 fundamental beliefs, and I haven't renounced any. Where is the problem? Is it that these brothers do not read what I've shown here? Let's try to go deep. Early writings, page 277, paragraph 1. I saw angels hurrying to and fro in heaven, descending to the earth and again ascending to heaven, preparing for the fulfillment of some important event. Then I saw another mighty angel commissioned to descend to the earth, to unite his voice with the third angel and give power and force to his message. Great power and glory were imparted to the angel, and as he descended, the earth was lightened with his glory. The light which attended this angel penetrated everywhere. As he cried mightily with a strong voice, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. The message of the fall of Babylon, as given by the second angel, is repeated with the additional mention of the corruptions which have been entering the churches since 1844. The work of this angel comes in at the right time to join in the last great work of the third angel's message as it swells to a loud cry. And the people of God are thus prepared to stand in the hour of temptation, which they are soon to meet. I saw a great light resting upon them, and they united to fearlessly proclaim the third angel's message. Beloved brethren, this is where the problem is. The other mighty angel descends to earth to unite his voice with the third angel. Let's do this. Who is the third angel at this instance? The SDA church, they are the third angel. And there is this mighty angel who is commissioned to descend to earth to unite his voice with them. Angel simply means ministry. So the SDA ministry, the third angel. The other angel, meaning the other ministry. People with a message to the church. These are the messengers whom we have read in the first quotations. So these are sent to come and unite their voice with the third. Now the third angel is not ready for this unity that is spoken of here. And now look at what is happening here. Great power and glory is imparted with this angel who descends to come and join the third. The earth was lightened with his glory. The light which attended this angel penetrated everywhere. The light of this angel who is coming to do what? To join the third, penetrated everywhere. As Sister White saw this is what she saw. As he cried mightily, who is crying mightily here? Is it the third or the other angel who joins the third? The other angel who joins the third is the one who cries mightily with a strong voice that Babylon the Great is fallen. Now look at the other point here. The work of this angel comes in at the right time to join. Have you seen? At the right time to join, but the one who is joined is not ready. And what does he do? He chases these servants. Always the Lord does things at the right time. So the Seventh-day Adventists are not aware that there is another group of servants who are coming with a message, first to the church and then to the world. This is where the problem is. They have been found unready. Would be guardians of the doctrine. The rebuke of the Lord will be upon those who would be guardians of the doctrine, who would bar the way that greater light shall not come to the people of sin. Who would bar the way that greater light shall not come to the people? And what are the elders doing? They think they are helping God. They are closing gates that I should not even enter there. Or else, or any other who does what I do. Doors are closed that they should not enter because the members in the church, they are going to be influenced doing. This is what the Lord wants. So the rebuke is coming upon those who bar the way. A great work is to be done. Look at this. And God sees that our leading men, these are the ones that are in forefront barring the what? The way. Look, our leading men have need of greater light. They need the greater light so that when these messengers are sent, listen here, let's read it, that they may unite harmoniously with the messengers whom he shall send to accomplish the work that he designs they should. The messengers that are to be sent to join the SDA church. In fact, they are already SDA's churches. The straight testimony has been given to the church, and those who accept, these are the messengers we are reading here. Listen here, the Lord has raised up messengers as we speak. These messengers are already on scene. And what has God done? He has endued them with his spirit and has said, look, so beloved brethren, be careful. It's not a person you are fighting, but you are fighting God. This is the Lord is making. These counsels are coming to you so that you correct things. Your duty is to do what? To abide and join harmoniously, unite harmoniously in this message that is to be given by these messengers. He has said, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thine voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Who are shown their transgressions here? The church. The house of Jacob, this is God, is the Seventh-day Adventists today. Look, last day events. Last day events is a compilation. Quotations were just put up and a book was what? Formed and was named Last Day Events, page 209. And who put up these what? These quotations? The Seventh-day Adventists themselves. This is the instruction that we are doing what we are reading here. The faith of the Seventh-day Adventists. Let's read what is there. Many Adventists brace themselves against the light. Which light? There is to be in the Seventh-day Adventists. Look at what is happening. Seventh-day Adventist churches, a wonderful manifestation of the power of God. But it will not move upon those who have not humbled themselves before the Lord and opened the door of their heart by confession and repentance. Listen here, in the manifestation of that power, which lightens the earth with the glory of God, they will see only something which in their blindness they think dangerous, something which will arouse their fears, and they will brace themselves to resist it. Because the Lord does not work according to their ideas and expectations, they will oppose the work. This is what is happening. Exactly. We are living at the time the word of God is being fulfilled in our very eyes. What we are reading, we are seeing it. Why? They say, should we not know the Spirit of God when we have been in the work so many years? Because you were not following the leading of God. So, beloved brethren, this is where the problem is. Leaders, elders, be humble. We are not here to cause harm to the church. This is God's beloved church. The Lord has just given us this responsibility. And it will do well even you if you are to accept and join. The power which is to lighten the earth with the glory of God attends with these messengers. God has endued them with his Holy Spirit. We read also in early writings there, we are told to say, those who receive this faith testimony, their hearts are touched, they are affected, and they are caused to do what? To raise the standard and pour forth the straight testimony, straight truth. This is not a time to beat about the bush. Every Adventist needs to hear this. Yes. So, beloved brethren, may God richly bless us, honestly. May he open our eyes that we see his leading. And let us be willing to do what? To follow as he leads. May God help us that our worship be that which will bring glory unto him. Amen.